It is my pleasure to have the opportunity to speak with you today, along with my colleague Molly Reisman, about the results of the 2022 homeless count.
If there's one thing you take away from these results, we want you to see how policy and investments matter. Homelessness in LA is a crisis decades in the making. Our collective movement is making progress every day, and we can in fact see it. So let's take a closer look.
The good news here this count is we finally feel like we flattened the curve. Flattening the curve is different than reducing it, and that's the next step. But to not see, when we last did this count, if we looked at the 2 years before that, a 32% increase, and now to look at least in the city of LA, about 1.5% increase. Nothing to celebrate or have a party about, but to have that curve flattened, and even the beginning, and this is, remember, from February.
So I think the numbers are showing us that when we collectively invest in resources and help get people into housing, then we can make a difference. By no means are the numbers something to be celebrated. We realize there's more work to be done, but what we want the public to understand is that this is a complex issue. Behind every number is a person, and what we want to make sure of is that they have what they need to get access to the housing and then the supportive services to keep them there.
I'm still both outraged and optimistic, which is a tough thing, I think, for people sometimes to hear. I'm as outraged as everybody on the streets that the conditions still for too many people are so horrible. But I'm optimistic because for the first time, we didn't see a dramatic increase. We flattened the curve, and this is even before we see in the second half of this year over 1,900 new housing units open up thanks to HHH, and more than 2,000 more next year. Those things will make tangible material differences, and not just people take people off the street for a day or two or a week or two, but for good.
To see the Dodger Stadium example and recognize how many people we have housed should not be lost on all of us. I'm not resting on those laurels, but it should not be lost on all of us, the number of people so far that we've been able to house.
Housing ends homelessness. We've got to get more people connected to the resources that they need. We need more landlords online willing to take the vouchers and support individuals who are on that path to housing.
You know, I was a homeless youth. I was emancipated, and I experienced homelessness for about 1.5 years. That experience really helped me to connect with my clients because, until I was able to have a safe place and have a home, I couldn't move forward with any of my goals. So the relationship with our property managers is so important, so that we can all kind of work together to make Los Angeles a place where everyone has a home.
I feel good about momentum that we have, and I'm confident the next 2 years we will see not only the flattening of this curve, but the bending down. The question now is how much and how fast.